Well, this wasn't on my 2025 bingo card. While the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is tripling down on polygamy affirmation, the Catholic Church has released a doctrinal proclamation on monogamous marriage that explicitly condemns polygamy. As regular listeners will know, Joseph and Hiram Smith repeatedly taught that any marital relationship besides monogamy, including of course polygamy, was an abomination. Hiram explicitly explained that the rumors that he and Joseph had multiple wives came from a misunderstanding of Hiram being sealed to his dead wife, Jerusha, with his living wife acting as a proxy. Hiram and Joseph disciplined and excommunicated those they discovered teaching or practicing anything but monogamy, and they clearly did not get everyone. After Joseph and Hiram were dead, Brigham Young, Heber Kimball, and others greatly expanded their clandestine polygamous activity, manufacturing documents and spreading rumors to claim doctrinal authority from Joseph Smith, and eventually illegally, by every metric, making polygamy an official part of the LDS Church. Although the Church eventually dropped the practice of polygamy under incredibly intense legal and social pressure, it is still very much a part of their doctrine, culture, and spiritual practice. While the LDS Church is still busy wrenching history to convince people that Joseph Smith was a polygamist so that they can teach polygamy to children, the Vatican has come closer to Joseph Smith's teachings on marriage than the LDS Church has been since 1852. Una caro, elogio della monogamia. Scusi for my terrible accent. In English, One Flesh, in praise of monogamy, was published by the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith on November 25. It's full of quotable passages affirming the unique virtues of monogamy and the fundamental brokenness of polygamy. For example, it states that monogamy, which consolidates the mutual balance between man and woman, is governed by a natural equity. There is therefore no room for some form of polyandry nor polygamy. It goes on to quote Thomas Aquinas, who said that in polygamy there would be no unity between man and woman, no society between equals, but slavery on the part of women. This is also stated in the Book of Mormon, in Jacob 2:33, which says that men who practice polygamy lead away captive the daughters of my people. The papal document further states that every authentic marriage is a unity composed of two individuals, which requires such an intimate and totalizing relationship that it cannot be shared with others, and that polygamy is against this equal dignity and conjugal love which is unique and exclusive. That's obviously correct. Taken as the concept of a person, mathematically and socially, one man cannot be equal to two or more women unless the women are only partial people. The Catholic document contains these beautiful lines: only monogamy guarantees that sexuality develops within a framework of recognizing the other as a subject with whom one shares one's life entirely, a subject who is an end in himself and never a means to one's own ends. Sexual union, which involves the whole person, can treat the other as a person, that is, as a co-subject of love and not an object of use, only if it develops within the framework of a unique and exclusive belonging. Contrast that with Doctrine and Covenants 132, which unbelievably is still part of the LDS canon, which states that a man can have as many virgins as he desires, and if he have 10 virgins given unto him by this law, he cannot commit adultery, for they belong to him, and they are given unto him. There's a token phrase in verse 61 about the first wife consenting to the extended union, but it's totally undermined by verses 64 and 65, which state that if she doesn't consent, she'll be destroyed, and the husband can go ahead anyway. This is in sharp contrast to what Joseph and Hiram Smith taught and practiced. They published strongly anti-polygamy documents like the Book of Mormon and the Voice of Innocence. They canonized monogamy and explicitly condemned polygamy in the original Doctrine and Covenants of the Church. Hiram said that if what seemed like an angel from heaven was teaching you polygamy, you could be sure it was really a devil. Despite the claims from polygamous sycophants after his death, Joseph Smith only had children with his one wife, Emma, who he described as undaunted, firm and unwavering, unchangeable, affectionate Emma, writing to her that I am yours forever, your husband and true friend, and that my heart is entwined around yours, forever and ever. Check out my other videos to find more examples. All in all, it seems that if Joseph and Hyrum Smith were here today, they would find much more agreement with Pope Leo XIV and the Catholic Church than with their alleged successor, Dallin Oaks, and the LDS Church. At least on this topic. Check out the whole document from the Vatican, linked in the show notes, and let me know in the comments what you think. See you next time on I Believe Joseph.